Are you interested in learning about the ingredients of Luminess Airbrush Spray Foundation? Well, let's check it out. Luminess Airbrush Spray Foundation is a high pigment foundation spray designed to conceal imperfections and even out skin tone for an airbrushed finish. Key ingredients like hydrolyzed silk work to condition and smooth the skin, keeping it moisturized for a radiant glow. Hyaluronic acid provides hydration, helping to plump the skin and enhance elasticity. Meanwhile, aloe soothes, moisturizes, and nourishes the skin. Suitable for all skin types, this buildable formula gives you a natural, hydrated complexion, making Luminess Airbrush Spray Foundation your go-to for achieving flawless beauty that you'll adore. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Wake Up and Airbrush. We are having some fun things today. Come on in and say hi. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you've got going on. And we are going to talk all things trending with Bridgerton. I don't know if you guys know what Bridgerton is. It is a series that is like viral on Netflix. People are waiting and waiting and waiting to binge season 3 of Bridgerton. But I gotta tell you, I was with my daughters this last weekend, and one of the things we did was binge season 3, part 1 of Bridgerton. And we've watched the whole series, but I've got to tell you, the makeup literally stopped me in my tracks. I told my daughters, look, yeah, I've got to pause this. So one of the things that's good and bad about being a makeup artist is when I see things on the big screen or on TV or on whatever, if it is bad makeup, I cannot focus on a storyline. I cannot focus on any of it. And so, but when it's good, I really enjoy it. And then I even go next level. So this stopped me to the point that I looked up who the makeup artist was and what they were doing because I had an idea in my brain of what they did to achieve the look, and I wanted to make sure that like what I thought they did was what they actually did. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about, again, we talked about the trend that is now trending in 2024, which is skin is in. And Bridgerton just solidified that. Like they came up and they supported that trend beautifully. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today is like, one, what does that trend really look like? And two, how can you get it with your Luminess products? What does that mean? And so I've got a couple of photos. I want to show the photos so that you can see what I'm talking about when I say skin is in. So give me just a second and I will show you the photos and just kind of do a little thing on it. So here is one photo. Okay, so take a look at that. I want you to look at the glow on her face and on her cheek. Look at right above the forehead, look at on that cheekbone. Like she's got a glow on her entire face. And so I found that really, really interesting. Another photo, they really amped up her entire look. So, I mean, this is a holistic look here, honestly. I can go through and like tell you the difference in the hair and the costuming and all of that, but my main focus is the makeup. And so if you really look at that makeup, it brings in a different kind of sophistication and a different kind of skin is in look. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And here is my last photo. Now, this is a comparison of season 1's makeup with season 3's makeup. And just because we talk about skin is in does not mean that it is totally raw skin or natural skin. If you look at season 1, that's the one on the left. She is raw. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's still a pretty look, but it's not that really polished glow look. It is a super natural look, but it's not refined like it is in season 3. And so I really and again, some of that has to do with the hairstyle, some of that has to do with the clothing choices and the colorings. But I want you to just kind of really look at that skin, and then I'm going to show you and tell you how we create that skin look. It's not as hard as you might think, but I'm going to tell you that particular look is really how we're going to focus today. And so that is it. Let's see. Oh, hello, Angela. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. Again, guys, come in, say hi. I cannot wait to see you. I'll be happy to say hello to you and really just get to interact and let you know where we're from and what we're doing. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to focus on creating that beautiful, polished Bridgerton look. Let me bring this in just. Angela, yes, the lighting does have something to do with it. A lot of that was very soft and candlelit, but we can achieve that in everyday natural lighting. So yes, you are correct. Lighting does have a lot to do with that. But if the makeup or the skincare or whatever that looks like doesn't work with the lighting, you won't get that overall look. And so that's kind of what we're looking at today, is how to get that overall look. So the one thing that I really noticed is that there was a lot of glow in this look. Now, not like sweaty, dewy glow. I know that sounds awful, right? But not that kind of a glow. It wasn't like they just went and ran a marathon kind of glow. It was a very polished but even glow. So what that tells me is most people, when we talk about glow, they think highlighter, okay? I don't think if they used highlighter, it was in very small strategic places because the glow was throughout her entire skin. So what that tells me is there was massive skin prep, skin care, and minimum makeup, which I love. And I think that is going to be a huge thing. So let's do that. Let's make that skin glow look without being overly natural or overly dewy, and see how we use our Luminess products to do that. Now, first things first, I have washed my face. I did my Luminous skincare already. I used the hyaluronic and the niacinamide. I put that on, so skin prep is done. The other thing I'm going to do, because again, it is all about the skin prep, then adding that additional light finish evenness, I am going to add an additional primer. So I will actually be using my skincare. I will actually be using my moisturizer and 2 primers. One primer is going to be more of like a lotion that goes all over. Now, this is what they call a reflective primer. So it's going to come in and it's going to give a little bit more of a reflective, but it's like in a moisturizing tone. So I've already moisturized, mind you. Okay. I have given the moisture. I have done my basic skincare routine as to what I would do. This is my additional, on top of that, all hydration. This is what gives that overall luminosity or helps with it. But if I don't do my basic skincare, if I don't do that little bit of extra, this won't do any good. So it really comes down to hyper hydrating the skin to where it can show that luminosity through the foundation and not covering up the skin so much that the foundation overrides the luminosity of the skin. It's a very fine line, but I think it is an easy thing. So here's what I've done so far. I've washed, skincare prepped, moisturized. I just added a additional hydrating primer that has a little bit of a reflective tone, and I'm letting that sit for just a second. In letting that sit, so it's because excuse me, because that's kind of a lotion based primer, and I want to let it sink in and do its little thing. I'm going to go ahead and do something that I really don't normally do, but I think it's okay because I need to give that first primer. And that's the whole thing. I think when I looked it up and I did research on the Bridgerton look for season 3, they used 3 different primers for skin prep. Now, it can go really fast, guys. It's not like you got to sit there and use a ton of foundation or a ton of prep, but it really is getting the most and intentional moisturization you can get. So it's about using the right products for the outcome of what you're wanting. So while I'm letting that primer settle and sink in and do its job, giving it just a little bit of time to heat with my skin and body chemistry, I'm going to throw my mascara on because that's one of the things I'm going to do anyway. There is no hard order of how you apply your makeup. Like, it's all got to go on. Make it work for your makeup routine. That's what I do. I mean, I'm like, okay, I need to look, I haven't done anything on the eyes. I have just done skincare, and now I'm letting a primer do its job, work, sit, heat with my skin, all of the good stuff. And so I'm gonna put my mascara on while I give that time to do what it's gonna do. One of the beautiful things about makeup is you get to control how it goes on, what it goes on with, and the look that you create. Um, and it's really, think about it. Think about what look you want to create, what you want your skin and face to look like. And that's how you determine what products you use. It really is just a puzzle. It's a question and answer. What do I want my skin to look like? What do I want it to look? Yes, we all know that we want it to look good. Like, that's a no-brainer right there, right? We want our skin to look good. No-brainer. Got it. But what does that mean to us? What does look good? So this specific one is an overall luminosity to the skin with light foundation. So, okay, I put that primer on. I'm going to come in with the Airbrush Spray Primer. And can I do this through the breeze? Absolutely, I can. But I'm going to use it with the Airbrush Spray Foundation and show you how we could do it with that, because we've got so many tutorials on the breeze, and the breeze can go light coverage, medium coverage. It's versatile. But I'm going to go in with the Airbrush Spray Primer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that. This is, and I'm not doing it heavy. I'm doing it very, very lightly on the skin. I'm not pressing super heavily. This is primer number 2. Like, when I say you amp the skin up and give the skin as much of a barrier between the skin and what it looks like, you come in and you just go very, very lightly with that barrier, doing what you can to just be light and adding it. So we are adding the Airbrush Spray foundation. Let me put this here. Alrighty, so in creating that look, we are adding and doing as much as we can on the skin prep side, because the more we do on the skin prep, the more we do on that skin care, the more we do on preparing the skin with that softness, with that glow, with that foundational look, the better it's going to look. And the closer we will get to, let me show you the look we're going for. If you are just coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am going to show you the look we're going for. And so take a look right here. I'm going to flip the camera. Okay, so this right here is a comparison of season 1 and season 2 or season 3 of Bridgerton. This is a very, very natural look right here. Very skin, very natural. This is more of a glow polished look. She's got a glow all about her. And so our goal really is to get that glow look all over. Okay, let me flip it around. There we go. Okay, and in doing that, I've got one of two options. I can use the Airbrush Spray Foundation, which is our regular Airbrush Spray Foundation that you see. It's the Silk Foundation. It's sold out. It's been viral. It's a great medium to buildable coverage. Or I can use the Tinted Moisturizer, which has a little coverage. It's a sheerer coverage, but either one is going to give me that look. And the reason it's going to give me that look is because they are both very light as far as showing through the skin. So I'm prepping my skin to kind of show up in the best way it can show up. And then I'm going to come in with the foundation. Now, I do need a little bit of additional coverage here. I do need a little bit of additional coverage. So which one would I use? If you don't need a lot of coverage, if your skin doesn't have a lot of discoloration, if you just need your skin to look even and great and nice, the Airbrush Veil is the one you want to go with. If you need a little bit more coverage, say you have some age spots, or you have, like I have some issues right here because I had some treatments done, then you would go with the Airbrush Spray Foundation. It's buildable. So you can use both of these and get that overall look. I personally today am going to go with the Airbrush Veil. Now, before I do that, I'm going to come in with my concealer. And there's a reason for that, because I want that Airbrush Veil to be the last thing on my skin to give that little bit of extra look and umph, to give that glow, to give that really pretty look. So I'm going to plop in a little bit of my concealer and just highlight under the areas that I need that little extra highlight. I do have darkness under my eyes, and so a little dab goes a long way. And this is actually going to be thinned out a little bit when I use the Airbrush Veil. When I come in with that tinted moisturizer, it's actually going to thin this out just a bit. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. But this gives me the little bit of extra coverage that I need in that area, as well as letting that glow come through. Okay. Airbrush Veil. This is going to give us an even coverage overall. It's a tinted moisturizer. So I have moisturized, primed. And now I am going to do a moisturizer that gives me a little bit of coverage and evenness with the skin. And you really can't overdo it with this moisturizer because there's not a lot of color in. So you really have to gauge how your skin feels. And if you'll notice, I'm not pressing very hard on my skin. I'm lightly adding it to my skin and buffing it onto my skin. We have come out of a generational, kind of era that we just pounce the mess out of our skin and blending things away. Well, this doesn't necessarily need blending as much as it needs an application process. And it just needs to be able to heat with our skin. And so I'm going to go in and I'm just going to add that little bit of extra that I need on that bottom part. Remember, I told you I needed a little bit of coverage down here. So I just add that little bit of extra down here to cover up. But if you will look, my skin looks like my skin. It is not over heavy with color. It is not over heavy. It has the glow that I'm looking for. And because I'm not pouncing and moving super heavy, I'm not dragging super heavy, I'm being able to just brush that over in the area. I'm telling you, this gives the overall look. And so you can do the Airbrush Veil and really get that glow look that you're wanting with just a few sprays. Now, again, if you need more coverage, you will have to spot cover in the areas that you need more coverage. I needed it a little bit more here. I needed some under my eyes to give, to help with the dark circles. That's still a thing for me. And then now I'm going to come in with some blush and strategically place some blush up here on top. I'm going to go into that little area and do a lift. If you will notice, I have not done any major contouring. Now, if I want to contour, I can, but I'm going to come in really, really simple and light. I don't want to powder down this look too much because look, I'm looking for a glow look. So for me, that means I'm just going to come in with a brush that I've already used and add a tint. That's what I'm going to call it. It's just a little bit of a tint of color into that little area there. I've already used this brush before on a different look or for whatever. And so I'm just getting that little bit of a tint of coloring that I may want there. You can use the Airbrush Spray Foundation there. You can use even a deeper color of the tinted moisturizer if you wanted to. It will all work. So one of the other things I noticed is that they kind of kept the lips natural. They did not change the lip very much. They did go in with more blush and more coloring. They did go in with more refined eyes, and they did go in with more refined foundation, but the lips stayed the same. And I'm pretty sure they used a tinted lip balm, which is all I'm going to use today is just a tinted lip balm to give that natural rose look. So the first question that was asked for me is, was it lighting? And yes, part of it is. So if you will take a look, here's lighting. You can see glow here. You can see glow here. Now, if I'm coming in and I am dimming my lighting, let me see if I can dim it a little bit. Hold on just a second. Okay. So if I'm dimming my lighting a little bit, which I just did, it even shows that glow a little bit more. And if I decide, you know what, I want a little bit more strategic glow in the areas that it would hit. Well, that would be right here and right up here, which I don't feel like I need anymore right up here. That could get a little glowy. Well, if I did, I would come in with my optics and the optics highlighter, and I would just hit just a little bit. And because it's creamy, I'm just going to add a hair. What we don't want is that super hydrated glow look. So when I say super hydrated glow look, what we don't want is a highlighter look. Let me rephrase that. Wrong wording. I want it to look like it is my skin. I want it to look like that highlight has been there. And so if I'm adding it, I want to make sure that it looks natural and is a part of my skin in that glow. Skin is in is simple because it's strategic. That means that you are simply coming in. That means you are hydrating the skin. Skincare is key. And that you're using a foundational product that highlights the skin, gives you coverage still. If you look, I still have coverage. I still covered and evened out everything to look like it did. But that Bridgerton look is a little bit more polished, a little bit more refined in the coverage, and really has a glow to the skin. And that's what we want to preserve. We want to preserve the glow to the skin without it being shiny, without it being super dewy, but looking healthy, looking romantic, looking refined. And so that's what we did today. I think we got there. I think we got there with that romantic, refined Bridgerton glow. And oh, thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. So let me give you likes back. You're so sweet. So that was the goal in using our Luminess products today. Was could we get that Bridgerton glow and that polished romantic look with our products? And I think we did. I used our skincare to prep the skin. Um, I used the skincare to prep the skin. I moisturized all over. I added a You love the dimming effect. Yeah, see, I dimmed the lights just a bit because in Bridgerton, there was a lot of lower dimmed lights. That's what they did. And that shows the glow a little bit better whenever you have that dim, that glow, that romantic look. And that's really what you want. You want to be able to do that. So we prepped the skin. Now, what did I do a little different? I added an additional lotion primer that was a reflective glow primer. And so it was a cream. I put it on, all of that. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hello, Sharon. Good to see you here. I added that primer on, gave it time to soak in. I went in with the Airbrush Spray Primer on top of that. And what I did not do was pounce it heavily. I lightly added it so I could build that skin barrier, so I could build that glow look and not move what I had already put on. And then I went in with the Airbrush veil, the moisturizing veil, which again, it's moisturizing again. So like I have moisturized the mess out of my skin. I have done more skin prep and more skin care than I did color. And I really think that is how it has paid off with that Bridgerton look. If you look at the color, so let's go ahead one last time before I end here. Let's look at this. Here is that Bridgerton glow that I am talking about right there. Do you see the glow throughout all of her skin right there on the cheek, right here, up there? And that is a dimmer light, but she is lit beautifully. You can see the glow all the way throughout. The other way is we are comparing season 1 to where it's just a very natural kind of flat look to season 3 where there's an overall glow and polished look. She's got a little more oomph in the eye. She's got a little more evenness in the skin, but it is very polished and very, very defined. And so that was our goal in today's demo, was to get that Bridgerton refined overall glow look. And I think we did okay. So if you are wanting to jump on that trend of skin is in, but really polished and pretty, the Airbrush Spray Foundation as well as the Airbrush Veil are both your products to go to because they are going to work with your skin, hydrate your skin, and really let your skin be the star of the show with accents of things that are beautiful, like eye coloring and eyeshadows, or just a very natural lip balm that shows that flushed look. It's very much about a natural beauty now, and I'm really, really glad that that has come back in. So if you guys have any questions, please, please, please reach out to our beauty experts. You can find them in our group called Luminess Live. They are there to answer questions, to help you talk and understand the products that you're looking at or that you're using. They're also there to help color match. So if you need a color match, you can find a beauty expert there. You can find a beauty expert online. You can give them a call. Part of what we love to do is create these looks and show you how to use our products to create these looks. Like if you've already got them, why not learn different ways to use them to get the biggest bang for your buck? Sometimes it's about how we use what we already have to create a different and new and fresh look. Alrighty, my friends, that is all we have for today. So if you have any questions, please, please, please come in and let us know what your questions are. Give us some feedback. Let us know how we can help you. And remember, you can put on all of the products in the world, but the most beautiful thing you can do is be kind. So be kind to yourself and be kind to others.